commemoration again. I'm Colonel Retired Larry Rubini, past chairman of the Northampton Township Veterans Commission, and welcome you this morning. Please fill in the seats. Don't want to have any empty seats with everybody standing in the back, and please push some of our elderly senior citizens into them so they can have a place to sit. This morning's Master of Ceremonies is Colonel Retired Wendell Rich, U.S. Army Reserve, Civil Affairs, and Vice Chairman of the Northampton Township Veterans Advisory Commission.
Good morning again. Thank you, Colonel Rubini. It's an honor and a privilege serving as the MC for the 11th annual Northampton Township Memorial Day ceremony at the Robert H. Dembowski Jr. Veterans Memorial Park. Also, as a nation, welcome to the 150th anniversary of Memorial Day. Would everybody please stand? Is that O'Donnell?
Bugler! Sound assembly! Color guard! Present the colors!
Halt! Left, straight.
Present arms! Bugler! Bugler! Sound to the colors!
Would everybody please remain standing for the national anthem followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Our national anthem will be sung by our Northampton singers, Katie Treese, Hailey Brown, and Rachel Thomas.
Present arms!
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' flag
League+Northampton singers. Please join me in the Pledge Allegiance to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order! Arms!
Post the colors.
Seat down. Post.
Please take your seats.
Port arm. Shoulder arm. Right straight. Forward march.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Northampton Township Supervisor Eileen Silver.
Before I begin, I would like to offer Congressman Fitzpatrick's regrets that he was not able to attend today. Congressman Fitzpatrick has worked his entire adult life to protect our freedoms. He honors those who gave their lives so we may have these freedoms. When most people think of Memorial Day, they think of backyard barbecues, trips to the shore, or lounging around a pool. But if you ask a veteran what this day means, you will get a very different answer. They know the heart-wrenching realities behind this special day. The roots of Memorial Day date back to 1866, shortly after the end of the Civil War. Women in both the North and the South began gathering to honor those killed in the Civil War by placing flowers on their graves. It wasn't until after World War I that the memorial ceremonies were expanded to honor those who died in all American wars. Memorial Day was declared a national holiday in 1971 to be celebrated the last Monday in May every year. I recently watched a documentary about the Chosin Reservoir battle during the Korean War. It detailed the experience of thousands of American soldiers who fought valiantly, many of whom never made it home. I thought about all the brave soldiers who never came home. I thought about the soldiers who served in World War I, my father's friends from World War II, cousins in Korea, and friends and neighbors who served Vietnam, Desert Storm, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and all the conflicts where our soldiers gave their ultimate sacrifice. This is the day we pay homage to all those who didn't come home. This is not Veterans Day. It's not a celebration. It is a day of solemn contemplation about the cost of freedom. Let's all join together on this Memorial Day to consider the costs of our freedoms. The freedom to speak our mind, to vote, to live where you choose, to travel anywhere in this great nation, the freedom to be anything we choose to be, the freedom to dream. Remember how lucky we are to be Americans as we come together today to honor those who have given their all. Welcome from the Board of Supervisors, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Supervisor Silver. Cantor Paul Frimark, Congregation Shalom, will give the invocation. Cantor?
Thank you. For this Memorial Day, I have chosen to share with you words composed by Commander U.S. Navy Chaplain Rabbi Maurice Capro. A memorial prayer for the fallen soldiers of the United States Armed Forces. Eternal and compassionate God, whose mercies fill the earth at this sacred time of remembrance, our thoughts turn to all the men and women of the armed forces of the United States who have given their lives in the defense of freedom for all people. Keep these pure souls who shine brightly throughout your creation sheltered firmly beneath your wings. May the memory of their lives serve as an inspiration to us and as a comfort to all their loved ones. May they rest in peace among all the righteous of America. And let us say together, Amen.
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 Thank you, Cantor Frimark. Please take note of the POW MIA chair. We now pause to recognize our prisoners of war, those missing in action, and those killed in action. We call your attention to this chair, which occupies a place of honor and dignity. It is placed at the flag, remembering our fallen and missing. It is set here for one, symbolizing the fact some are missing from our ranks. They are unable to be with us today and with their families. So we join together to pay our humble tribute to them and bear witness to their continued absence. This chair is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her suppressors. The chair is empty. They are not here. May God forever watch over them and protect them and their families. Let us remember and never forget their sacrifices. Now I'd like to introduce our honored guests, our Board of Supervisors, Chairman Barry Moore, Larry Weinstein, Dr. Kimberly Rose, Frank O'Donnell, who got my memo about what uniform to wear today, and Eileen Silver, who just spoke. Before introducing our Gold Star families of Northampton Township, you might ask, what does it mean to be a Gold Star family? The term Gold Star family is a modern reference that comes from the service flags which were first flown by families during World War I. The flag included a blue star for every immediate family member serving in the armed forces of the United States during the period of war or hostilities. If that loved one died, the blue star was replaced by a gold star. This allowed the community to know the price that the family had paid in the cause of freedom. The armed forces recognizes that no one has given more for our nation than our families of the fallen. The best way to support a Gold Star family is to remember and honor their fallen hero. Before we recognize two of our Gold Star families, are there any other Gold Star family members in attendance that I'm not aware of? I will now recognize the Gold Star families of Army Private First Class Robert H. Dembowski Jr. and also Army Master Sergeant Kenneth B. Elwell. And now we'll have the members of the 82nd Airborne Division Association who will assist our Gold Star families in the placement of a wreath. Thank you. Our guest speaker today is Sergeant Dave Reese, who served in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. After graduating from George Washington High School, Dave Reese volunteered for the draft. He subsequently inducted into the U.S. Army in 1967, 6 days after turning 19. After completing basic training at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Dave went on to complete leadership training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, finishing in first place. He went on to complete advanced infantry training as an acting platoon sergeant and jungle training at Fort Jackson. Dave arrived in Vietnam in August 1967 and was assigned to Recon Platoon, 25th Infantry Division. He served 1 year in country and was awarded the Vietnam Service Medal, Combat Infantry Badge, 2 Purple Hearts, 2 Army Commendations of Valor, and the rank of Sergeant. His last 5 months in the service was at Fort Benning, Georgia, training Green Berets and Army Rangers. After the Army, Dave worked as a salesman for the Industrial Systems Association, selling tools and supply items for 13 years. Later, he was senior manager in the copier division of Canon Company for 28 years before his retirement. Dave is married with 2 children and has lived in Holland for 38 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant David Reese.
Apparently I was issued the Army uniform that shrunk, so I couldn't get mine on. It's definitely an honor to be asked to speak here today on this Memorial Day, as we remember those who died serving our country. Earlier this month, I had the opportunity to participate in the Tour Liner bus trip that was comprised of 280 Vietnam veterans down to Washington, D.C., where we visited the memorials for the military. We had 5 or 6 buses with police escorts down and back. Route 95 was closed, the on-off ramps were closed, so we had a police escort. We were saluted by police and fire personnel at every overpass that we went by. We all felt like dignitaries the entire day. It was very much appreciated. Our first stop was at Arlington National Cemetery. When we departed the buses, there were at least 100 high school seniors there, walking past us, shaking our hands, thanking us for our service. And I didn't feel like they had to do it. I felt like they wanted to do it. And that was very much appreciated. Walking past those kids up the pavement on our way to the tomb of the unknown soldier, I stopped and I looked over the cemetery. And as far as I could see, in all directions were acres of small white tombstones of soldiers buried there, over 400,000. I had a hard time grasping my mind around this. It was incredible. Every war or conflict we've been involved in has had soldiers laid to rest in that cemetery. I then watched the guard at the tomb. 21 steps down, pause 21 seconds. 21 steps back, pause 21 seconds. Every day, all year, rain or shine, doesn't matter the weather. Made me proud that which is before with such perfection, every hour of every day, all year long. Leaving there, we then went to World War II Memorial. We could read about some of those battles that those men fought in. And lost over 400,000 lives in World War II. I've read that home or abroad, almost every American was involved in one way or another in World War II. Then on to the Air Force Memorial, the newest of the memorials in D.C. The three stainless spires that extend over 200 feet upwards are reminiscent of the precision bomb burst maneuver performed by the Thunderbirds, and it's really amazing. From there we went on to the memorial honoring the nurses and medics that served. Personally, I can't say enough about those people. They are brave, brave souls. Then down to the wall. Now, I've been to the wall before. I've been to the traveling wall that came here last year. The men that died in my platoon are all within 3 panels of each other. It was done chronologically. I place my hand on their names and I say a prayer. I remember the day or the night that they were killed. And as I pray, I step back from the wall, I look down the line at all the silver hair veterans, not me of course, and I remember, and I thought, just 50 years ago, or so, we were all in fatigue serving our country in a foreign land. And I hearken back to that morning. I've always wanted to use the word hearken, so I hearken back to that morning. And getting off the bus and seeing those high school kids, realizing they were only a year or two older. And we were only a year or two older than they are now, and looked so young. But we came home. And our parents and our loved ones, they got to see us through our struggles, our successes, whatever they may be. Go to college, get jobs, get married, have children, possibly grandchildren, and live full lives. The parents and loved ones with names on that wall do not have that opportunity. I truly can't imagine what that was like. Not just for those killed in Vietnam, all come, I don't know. My grandmother was a Gold Star medalist, and when her 3 sons in World War II. When I was a kid growing up, today was known as Decoration Day, which was started after the Civil War in honor of those lost Memorial Day became a national holiday in 1971. So this Memorial Day, as we remember and pay homage to those veterans no longer with us, I ask that we say a special prayer for the families where their loved ones have made the ultimate sacrifice. Prior to 1968, Memorial Day was always celebrated on the 30th. Wednesday's the 30th. So now I ask that you put a flag out if you don't already on Wednesday in honor of those people. The dollar store has flags, I think they're $1. So, thank you very much, people. Thank you for coming.
Dave, by the way, is also a member of our Northampton Township Veterans Advisory Commission. So thank you, Dave, and thank you for your service, and welcome home. Cantor Frimark will now give the benediction.
We are united this day in a solemn act of gratitude to those who have served in our nation's defense, and above all, to those who have died serving this country. Their sacrifices are forever remembered by us and by our children for generations to come. We do not forget. During World War II, this composition was written by Anne Caswell of Rye, New Hampshire, a tribute to America and its armed forces. A is for Army, they know their stuff. M is for Marines, they really are tough. E is for Eagles, the force of the air. R is for righteousness and all that's fair. I is for invisible, that's our Navy at sea. C is for the Coast Guard, efficient as can be. A is for America, whose flag is unfurled, that describes America, folks, the best in the world.
Please, can everybody maintain some silence as we render military honors, which may include a loud noise from our rifle salute. Would everyone please stand as we render those honors?
Firing party! Present arms! Bugler, sound test!
Can I have a moment of silence as we remember those that gave all? Thank you.
Color guard, retire the colors!
Detail. Halt. Left. Straight. Color.
Present arms!
Port arm. Shoulder arm. Right face. Forward march.
Order arms!
Please take your seats. I would like to close my remarks with part of Lee Greenwood's song, "I'm Proud to Be an American," where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. I hope that was better. Someone suggested I sing it, and I declined. This morning's program emphasizes the true meaning of Memorial Day as we now continue to our barbecues and family activities. At this time, I'd like to thank a lot of the folks that contributed to make this ceremony possible. The sound system, Richboro Swim Club, the wireless music quality microphones that our Northampton singers were using, the Zio Brothers Productions of Hatboro, bottled water, Richboro shopping bag, bugler Kathleen McCall, Our Northampton singers, Katie Treese, Hailey Brown, and Rachel Thomas. Township Manager Bob Pellegrino, Lisa Russo, and Tom Mangione. Our bagpipers, Paul Carney Sr. and Paul Carney Jr. Our service flag displays are Frank O'Donnell. Fireside flowers for that beautiful wreath behind me. The 82nd Airborne Association Division. Patriot Detachment, Marine Corps League, and Commander Dick Weaver. ROTC Cadet Matthew O'Donnell, who called the commands. Cantor Paul Frimark. Our guest speaker, Dave Reese, and last but not least, our law enforcement and fire emergency personnel. One of which was actually in the color guard, if you recognize them. As a reminder, our township has a brick program to honor township residents who serve our armed forces. There are flyers available explaining the program. You can see these bricks right at the base of the U.S. flag in front of the township building. Our last presenter is going to discuss something close to our hearts, which is our Gold Star families. So at this time, John Hayden.
Thank you very much. I am just going to be 2 seconds to announce, in case anyone doesn't know. I'd like to let you know, on the 9th of June, Saturday at 11 o'clock, at Washington Crossing National Cemetery, we will dedicate the first Gold Star Family Memorial in any national veterans cemetery. This program's been underway for several years, but this will be the first one in any Gold Star or any national veteran cemetery. Woody Williams, Medal of Honor recipient from Iwo Jima, is a program with his foundation. He will be there, and it's open to the public. So as many of you would like to come, please do. Thank you all.
Thank you, John. Thank everybody for attending. By the way, Lisa Russo is here somewhere with the folders. Oh, here she is. She's all in the back there waving her hand. And let me thank her again. She really gives us a tremendous amount of support in our program. Thank you. Thank you. I should thank my signal guy here taking care of the microphone. Thank you.